You made a decision that didn't get any ceremony. No witnesses, no vows, no flowers, no applause. Just a quiet, private moment. And there may have been, and there may be, a few of them. A moment when you decided, I am staying. I am going to keep trying. That decision matters more than most people will acknowledge. Staying when it's hard, when leaving would be easier, is not passivity. It's not weakness. It's not settling for less. It's a decision, a sustained, costly, renewable commitment that hardly gets any credit because nobody sees it happening. This devotion, this week, I want to honor that decision, that commitment. I'm Coach Shaun. This is week 13 of the marriage we're building now, the final week of book 1. Galatians 6 verse 9 says, "Let us not become weary in doing good. For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Don't give up. That's the instruction. Simple and direct. Not because it's easy, not because you'll always feel like it, but because there is a harvest coming if you don't quit before it arrives. Many couples quit in the season just before things begin to turn. They don't know that's what they're doing. They just know they're fed up and tired. And fed up and tired is real, but fed up and tired is not the end. There's a version of staying that is resignation. Where someone's still in the marriage, but they've checked out. They've withdrawn and checked out of the relationship. Not physically yet, but emotionally and in their will. They're going through the motions, they coexisting and nothing more. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the person who looks honestly at their marriage, sees its real limitations, its real failures, its real cost, and then decides with a clear mind, this is worth fighting for. Not because it's easy, not because they feel like it every day, but because they believe that what they're building together is worth the difficulty of building it. That kind of steadfastness, that kind of staying, is one of the most undervalued things in our culture. We celebrate beginnings and we like to narrate endings. But there isn't much language for the middle, for the sustained, unglamorous faithfulness of two people who keep choosing each other through the seasons that test them and their relationship. That middle part is where most of life happens. And, I might add, most of the real building. The couples I've seen come out on the other side of the middle years with something alive, something nourished and cherished in their marriage, they're not the ones who had the easiest ride always. They're the ones who decided their way through the journey. They didn't feel their way through it. They decided, committed their way through it. They made a choice, sometimes daily, that this marriage is worth the investment, and they keep investing. And that investment pays dividends. It pays off. Not always in dramatic breakthroughs, but usually in something way quieter. A growing peace, an ease, a deepening trust, a friendship, a deep friendship, a sense that you've built something real together that neither of you could have built alone. That's worth more than a feeling. It's worth more than a season of things being easy. It's the result of two people who just will not quit on each other. So I want to acknowledge something before I give you this week's practice. 13 weeks, 13 hard conversations, 13 choices to show up. That's not nothing. Most couples never do what you've done in the past 13 weeks. They mean to, they talk about it, but you've actually done it. You've stuck with me through 13 weeks. And that is important. That matters. That is incredible. And I want you to hear that clearly before we close out book one. All right, so here's the practice for this week. Final week of book one. Write your spouse a letter. It doesn't have to be a long letter. Just name one specific thing you've appreciated about how they've shown up in your marriage. Not general, fluffy stuff. Not you're just a great spouse, but something specific, something really real, something that says, I see what you've been putting into this. I'm glad we're doing it together. Give it to them this week. Book one is called Reconnecting. That's what we've been doing over the past couple of weeks. Closing the distance, naming the hard things, and choosing deliberately. Choosing each other deliberately. Book two now, that we're starting next week, is called Deepening. It's not about closing the gap anymore. It's about going further in than you've been before. Deepening the relationship. And we'll start that next week, Friday. So I'm Coach Shaun, and the book is in the description. The link to it, you can get the whole 52 weeks of devotions. Well done for showing up. Also, you can subscribe to the Marriage We're Building Now Substack newsletter, where I take the devotion every week and I deepen it a little bit on the Substack newsletter. I've caught up now with all 12 devotions for all 12 that we've done so far, and so they're all there. You can get the link there to the book as well. And also, if you subscribe to the newsletter, you will get a free copy of Power of Connection, 6 Pillars of Building Deeper Relationships. So you can get your free copy when you subscribe of the Power of Connection, 6 Pillars for Building Deeper Relationships. I wrote that and put that together some years ago from my coaching, marriage counseling, marriage coaching, and I put this together, and now I've kind of packaged it and making it available to you for free if you subscribe to the Substack newsletter. So you can go to the Marriage We Building Now.substack.com, subscribe, and you will see there's a link to download your own copy of The Power of Connection, 6 Pillars for Building Deeper Relationships. Thanks again for being with me for these weeks. And on Monday, I will be deep diving a little bit more into the topic of resentment in marriage. So I'm running a series on that because there was quite a bit of interest in that topic. It's a hard conversation, but we're deep diving a little bit more into that, how to deal with it, how to recognize it, how to deal with it rather, and love to have you join me next week for that as well. All right, until next time, this is Coach Shaun.